Hello and welcome to this tutorial on Photoshop. Today we're going to have a look at how we can merge more than one image together using the blending mode and layers, because it's a much more time effective way of doing things than trying to cut things out, which can be messy and leave sort of jagged lines and generally look a bit of a mess unless you do it very carefully. So I've pre-downloaded some images into my pictures folder, so I'll drag the first one here. This is going to be the background of my little photo montage, and what I'll do next is just drag the next image in. So I'm just going to drag another image in and stick it on top. You'll see it'll come in looking like this, and it's just basically wanting us to resize it. So this is the transform tool. Now if I hold shift down on my keyboard and then left click on one of these little pincer points, I can drag it, and what will happen is it will resize, but it will keep its aspect ratio, so it won't get squished. So it's a really nice little trick. Hold down shift, left click and drag it in, and you won't distort the image, which is really handy. Double left click to finish, and you'll notice at the moment, we can see the black background. It doesn't exactly look very blended. We'll also see that we've got a little sort of no entry sign, if you like, on top of it. And if we click on the image, it will say it's a smart object. We have to rasterize it before going on. So if we just click OK, it's done, and I can now edit it nicely. Now, most people at this point would then start going over to the eraser tool or the magic wand tool and try and select all of this and then sort of cut it away. But the downside of doing that is it's very easy to clip into the main part of the image that you want to keep. So a much easier way is using layers and blending modes. So if I come over here, this is the layers palette. If this isn't open initially, you can find it under window. So window, make sure you've got layers ticked so you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm clicked on the top layer here, which has got Saturn, and I'm going to click in this little box to reveal the blending modes. So today I'm going to use Lighten. Depending on what you're doing, different blending modes are more effective than others, but for this particular one, Lighten will do the trick beautifully, and with one click it's now blended in nicely. Now you can see, I'll just move it, this is the move tool up here, really useful when you're using layers because you can move things around. You can see here the stars are appearing sort of over the image, so if I wanted it say over here and I didn't want that appearing, I've got a black background behind here, so if I click on the background layer, click on here to make sure that I've got black selected, I do. Because it's a black background, this will work. I can then click on the paint tool and I can just paint over a little bit of the background with some black, and you'll notice those stars just disappear. Perfect. And one more there, just get rid of that. And now we have, in literally just a few clicks, nicely blended image. I'll do one more just to show you again. So click back on the top layer. I'm going to drag in a spaceship now. Again, quite a big image here. So I'm going to hold down on the shift key and drag with the left mouse key to resize it to the sort of size I want. Double click to finish. Again, the little symbol comes up to click, rasterize, and done. And again, we've got exactly the same problem as before. So all I'm going to do, click into my blending modes, come down and choose Lighten, and we've got a pretty good image here. Although you can see, if you look carefully, we've got a little bit of the edge of the image there. So what we can do here is just very quickly choose the erase tool. We can change the size of the brushes in several ways. We can either change it up here in the drop down. Hardness means you can get sort of like a soft edge or a very hard edge to the brush, which can be very useful. We can change the size. I personally like using shortcuts because it's quicker. So if we press on the square brackets, we can make it smaller and bigger. So click on OK, and then here we go. We can just blend that in a little bit better, taking care not to go too close to the edge of the ship, and just get rid of that hard edge. And there you have it. Very quick and easy way to blend things in, particularly when using, a background of a particular color. And yeah, we're done. So last thing to show you is you can also change the opacity. So here, top right, I can do this, and look, I can kind of fade it if I want to, or bring it in a little bit more strongly. For this particular image, I'm going to leave it at 100%, but obviously if you want to, sometimes it's very useful just to change the opacity a bit to fade things out. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.